Hey everybody, welcome to the podcast. I'm Brendan, and this time I actually am joined by Zach for the intro.
Yeah, Brendan decided to record that first one without me. Didn't give me a notice on it either, so not my fault I wasn't there.
Well, you weren't here, so... in this week's episode, we talk about a lot of random stuff, but we spend a lot of time on cars, TV shows, and Zach's STD.
I do not have an STD. Whatever. Talk about comedians as well.
Oh yeah, we also touch on some comedians and actors.
And comedians touching themselves. Hope you enjoy the podcast.
Yeah, thanks for listening. Feel free to reach out to us at launchspeedpodcast@gmail.com. Don't forget to leave us a review and reach out if you have any questions, suggestions, or tips or anything to make us better.
Content would be lovely.
Yeah, that too. That'd be good.
I'd love some user content.
You mean feedback?
No, not feedback.
Okay, well, anyways, this is a long intro.
It is.
Either way.
Welcome to Launch Speed. You're in for an hour of your longest life ever.
An hour of your longest life ever. Man, you are just so good at this.
There's multiple shapes and sizes. To decide that a real fat guy is just a bear and it's hitting an animal.
No, it's not gonna hit a bear.
Well, yeah, I know that. It will determine the
Launch speed?
Launch speed. Launch speed.
Stop! I'm trying to think. I'm trying to put my words together. You're rushing me.
Am I helping?
No, not at all. No one else can see my hands.
Welcome to Launch Speed. Oh, new mics.
This has literally made I forgot all about it until I walked in the room and I was like, oh, we have new mics. We're official.
Now we need headphones.
Yeah, we need headphones.
Maybe.
And we need a monitor that kind of like has like our cue, like our rundown. Let us know what's
that'd be
going
good.
on.
Yeah.
For all those sponsorships we have, it's hard to keep track of them.
Yeah. So, I think once we move into the new studio location,
Okay.
the basement, if you will.
I mean, it's still a new location.
Then I want to mount my TV that I'm not using on the wall and hook it up to the laptop and have Casey be our little person to look stuff up.
Oh, like our producer?
You could call it that.
That'd be dope.
Just
I mean, I got a MacBook that I don't use. We're welcome to use that all the time.
I want to use my computer that I haven't really used much since I bought it. The
Which one is
laptop.
that?
The laptop? Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was like a work computer.
No.
That's a personal computer?
Well, depending on which one you're talking about.
The one I used last weekend.
Yeah.
Or
No,
2 weekends
that
ago.
was a personal computer. That's a gaming laptop.
You're a waste of money.
Yeah, I know. I regret it.
How much did it cost you?
2,500. Yeah, I know. I know. It like made sense at the time because I was constantly traveling and I was like, oh, I can play games on this. And I did use it for a while, but I haven't really touched it since. And it was not my best purchase
Why don't you sell it?
because I wouldn't get that much for it. And if I can find uses for it, then I might as well use it.
Fair enough.
It'd be more. I would.
I think I'm going to bring my MacBook just so I have my own thing I can type on.
Oh, okay.
And I'll just make it so you have to edit out all my clicks.
Clickety click click. Well, those keyboards are pretty quiet.
Yeah.
I think. I don't know. I don't know how old yours is.
It's not quiet, just so you know.
Oh, good. Well. So, what's been going on this week?
So, wasn't your birthday this weekend? This past weekend?
We already talked about that.
Well, we talked about it in a previous episode. We didn't talk about what you did for your birthday.
For my birthday. Can you remind me what I did?
I don't know. I wasn't here. I was in Florida.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I purposely left on your birthday so I didn't have to celebrate it with you.
Yeah, my parents left too. Everybody ditched me.
That's beautiful. I think it's what you get. How old are you? 27?
6.
9?
26.
26.
Yeah. Casey and I just hung out. It's pretty chill.
Did she make you a cake?
I don't like cake, dude.
You watching that perfect body of yours over there?
I don't think cake is that good. I do, however, love lemon cake.
I was about to say, lemon cake is the best. That's why that's the only cake I eat, and that's my birthday.
Don't you not even like lemon cake that much?
Not really. No.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
just so 10 years ago, my sister made me lemon cake for one of my birthdays, and she was so excited about it. It was good enough to where I was like, yeah, I could have this once a year. And so that's what I do. I have it once a year. That's all I need.
Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Yeah, no, my birthday was pretty chill. We did stuff with my parents and my brother and sister the week before. So.
Did you expect a present from me?
No.
Okay. Because you weren't getting one.
I'm good. I mean, you could buy me some mics.
Too late.
God damn.
I'll buy you a pair of headphones.
That's yeah. I don't really need them.
I know you won't say no if they show up, so.
I'm not gonna return them if that's what you're asking.
So, since I actually did something exciting for your birthday, I went to Florida in 55-degree windy weather and overcast, so perfect Florida weather, in my opinion.
Florida, the armpit of America. Or wait, is that New Jersey?
I think it's New Jersey. Is the
I
armpit.
think it is New Jersey. Even though Florida is shaped a little bit more like an armpit.
But it's at the bottom of the country.
Yeah. Yeah.
What armpit do you know of that exists at the bottom?
If you just took the state of Florida, it looks like someone raising their right arm. Okay, you're thinking about this a little bit too long.
I am. I think it's. No, I'm not. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm so critical of everything you say.
Oh, really? I
Yeah.
haven't noticed over the last 20-some years.
So the most exciting thing we did though was I finally went to Topgolf.
Ooh, I've heard that's fun.
It is a blast. Even if you're no good at golf, you'd still enjoy it.
That's what everybody says. I don't understand really what it is except
There's
for
these
like
huge pits that collect all the balls, and they're like targets, and all the balls have chips in them, so they know where your ball has gone to, and it keeps track of everyone's score accordingly, so you can be slightly competitive. Because just because I can hit the ball a little more accurately than you, doesn't mean you can't hit the ball far, or where you like in the general direction.
I don't know, man. You saw me messing around with the golf club at Nick's house.
That's true.
Yeah.
It would be rough. I mean, you wouldn't win anything, but you'd have fun. Because who doesn't enjoy just going up and hitting the shit out of a ball?
Yeah, that'd probably be fun. They're building one. I saw it somewhere. Ooh, I'm not gonna remember this.
I'm glad you brought it up.
But there's one in I think Arlington
There's one at Maryland now.
at University of Maryland.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah.
It's probably a big draw. Yeah, it looks interesting to me. Seems like a really good concept.
It is. And they have a deal from 9 to 12. It's unlimited play for $20.
Wow, that's pretty cheap.
Yeah. So we went at like 9. We went at 9:30, and we probably hit 200 balls apiece.
Were your hands hurting after that?
No, because I hit the ball correctly, so I don't. It's not incredibly strenuous. And we also played a lot of short games, like involved like chipping,
Yeah.
because we didn't feel like hitting the ball as hard as we could. At the end, though, we wanted to see who could hit the ball the fastest. I
The
won.
fastest?
The fastest. So it
It
gives
keeps speed too?
Yeah, ball speed, 151 miles an hour.
Can you imagine getting hit by one of those?
No, I mean I
Ooh.
could imagine it would be very painful.
I guess they're not that heavy, so they don't have a lot of momentum.
I got a lot of speed though,
Yeah,
man.
a lot of speed. Yeah, that would hurt.
Well, we can ask Billy.
Has he been hit by a golf ball?
Yeah, on the fly off a drive.
Why? How?
So they grew up on that farm, and their dad stands by their back deck and tees off from that high hill where we were playing that one day.
And aims at his children?
No, it was not intentional. They were riding one was riding a dirt bike, the other was on the 4-wheeler, and they stopped to watch their dad way down there at like 200 yards, and he hit one and they lost track of it, and then Nick said he just heard Billy like cry out, and he just took it right off the fly, like a line drive to the waist or something.
At least he's got a lot of protection there.
Yeah. Then he does. Still now. Love you, Billy.
Why would he hit the ball if he knew that they were down there? Maybe he was like, oh, I know there's no way this is going that far.
No, I think he just decided that if the kids are stupid enough
To
to stand
stand.
downrange of a golf club, that they probably deserve to take a golf ball.
That is pretty stupid. You can't learn other people's lessons. You have to learn your own lessons.
Yeah, you got to understand consequences.
Luckily, that one wasn't too grave.
And outside of that, we did your typical tourist things of nothing.
Yeah.
We stayed inside most of the time because it was raining. We did go to Cocoa Beach, where it was
In
like,
the 50-degree weather.
with a 30-mile-an-hour wind.
Fun. What? I've never been to Florida, so what is Cocoa Beach like a big tourist place?
Not really. I
What
think
part of Florida?
it was on the Atlantic side,
Okay.
just east of Orlando, an hour east of Orlando.
Isn't Orlando like near the Gulf?
I'd say it's near the Atlantic since it's only an hour east.
Okay. I don't know. Never been to Florida.
Yeah.
I have a coworker who his parents live in Montreal and they're like aging, and he owns a house in Tampa Bay, and he lives in Maryland, and so for probably a year or two, every other weekend he was either going to Montreal or going to Florida, driving.
Wow.
Yeah.
How far is the drive to Montreal?
It's probably, I think they're each like 14, 15 hours. Actually, Tampa Bay is a little further. Tampa Bay is probably like 17.
That sounds miserable.
It does. Road warrior.
Why was he driving?
I don't know. I mean, it was like him and his wife and his son. Which, can you imagine being a like 6-year-old, 8-year-old, spending almost an entire day in a car every other weekend?
No, I couldn't.
Yeah, that'd be awful. Actually, I'm not sure they took him with them, but
I'd hope not. That'd be. Could you imagine having a 6-year-old in a car with you for 17 hours?
I'd rather not.
What's the longest you've been in the car with Drifter?
That'd be 8. It ended up being like 10 or 11 hours to Charleston
Did you have fun?
in the car.
Yeah.
He actually wasn't too bad. Like he's nervous in cars, so he sits up and kind of sulks while looking out the window. And when he gets tired, he lays down and sulks.
Your dog is moody.
Yeah. So he was at the vet to get his teeth cleaned and maybe a tooth pulled out. They didn't end up pulling the tooth because it wasn't broken like they had initially thought. So I brought him to the vet, dropped him off. They put him in a kennel in the back, and then he decided he was really nervous. And so they were trying to get him out, and he was snapping at him and growling at him. And like this, he's the sweetest dog ever. But he just got real nervous. And so now he has quite the reputation at the vet.
Nice.
Yeah. And then he had to go back to the vet twice since then. So he's just having a fun old time.
So they had to put him down to clean his teeth?
Not put him down.
I mean, they had to
Put him under.
Put him under.
Yeah. I mean, so what the vet said is number one, their tartar or whatever gets more like embedded in their teeth or whatever, so that it takes longer. They pretty much have to use a drill to like clean it off. Also, number two, can you imagine trying to stick your hands in a dog mouth and clean its teeth for that long?
Why were you doing all these imagining scenarios?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Okay.
That's why I'm not
All
a
right.
vet.
I'll rephrase it
That's
next
why I
time.
never wanted to be a vet in my life.
Yeah, I mean, Casey brushes his teeth, and it takes 5 to 10 minutes and isn't easy. So there's no way that someone could actually clean his teeth the way that they need to be cleaned without putting him under or putting him down.
He wouldn't put up a fight, that's for sure.
Certainly would. Yeah. And here's just a big old jerk to those nice vet people. It's a shame.
It is a shame.
Right.
Anything exciting off the top of your head?
Grand Tour. Grand Tour's back.
Grand Tour. Oh, I've been so excited for them to come back.
I know.
It took like a year and a half to get back.
It was a year and a month or two, because the first season came out in like October, November. The second one was November, December, and this one was the end of January.
Okay.
First 3 episodes have been really good.
They have been.
Super excited about it.
There's 13 episodes total this time.
So yeah, okay, that sounds right. I'm guessing that the 2 last week count as 2, and they don't count as 1 episode.
I think that counts as 2.
Damn it.
That would be nice though if they did double episodes for the next 4 or 5 weeks.
That'd be pretty sweet. I really like that they released the 2 of them at once instead of having us wait a week for the second part of the special.
I'm glad they didn't do that.
I would have preferred if they had 13 episodes and just made the specials 2-hour-long episodes.
So are we gonna throw spoilers in there? Because spoilers don't really count in Grand Tour, right?
There's nothing
suspenseful.
really to spoil. It's all scripted anyways. It's not like you really aren't sure what's gonna happen. Like, they're gonna make it.
Yeah. That
None of them are gonna die.
when they were taking the truck over the bridge, though.
Yeah. So that was pretty over suspenseful.
Yes.
It's pretty dramatic because there's
Plenty of
when
room.
I say plenty of room, it was a foot, but it was more room than they were talking about, than they made it seem like beforehand.
Yeah. Wouldn't want to drive it, though.
No.
I don't blame Hammond for getting that upset.
No. No, don't play Billy Goat Grump. And then I was a little surprised when James threw the rock at Jeremy's car and broke the windshield.
Yeah, I don't think that was scripted.
I don't think so either. And then Jeremy got out and threw a rock back. Like, you're so petty.
I do enjoy their specials, though. I
Yeah.
think I enjoy them more than their regular episodes.
Yeah.
Even though they don't really talk about, like, cars
Car
that are
stuff.
incredibly fast cars.
But at this point, like, we get it. It's fast.
But we want to know how fast it goes around the Ebola drone.
People are mad when he's insensitive.
Jeremy has never been insensitive in his entire life.
Never. Especially when he didn't punch that producer.
Oh, that's right. That's why I got fired.
That is why he got fired. Which BBC is probably kicking themselves so hard for firing him. They're losing out on so much money. Has Top Gear actually been canceled now?
I don't know.
I know that it's flopping hard.
But Grand Tour they currently don't have a deal for season 4.
Wow.
Amazon hasn't offered them another contract.
Maybe they're just waiting to see what the numbers are like for season 3.
I think it's that. Everyone is saying it's because of the controversies that Jeremy has created. I doubt it. He's so valuable.
Yeah. He makes so much money. He makes Amazon so much money.
Yeah.
I mean, kind of. Like, I have Amazon Prime anyways. So it's not like I'm spending extra money. It's a weird... The whole, like, Netflix creating their own shows and Amazon creating their own shows, it's kind of a weird business model.
But I won't get rid of my Amazon Prime.
Me neither. Because I think I placed 50 orders last year in 2018. And I mean, that would have been $250 in shipping.
I placed 5.
Wow. Not worth it for you.
Well, no, I like the streaming service.
Oh. Do you watch a lot of stuff on there?
I with Grand Tour, mostly because I just want to be able to watch Grand Tour. That's pretty much the only reason I kept it last year.
Understandable. There's some good stuff. Like, you watched what was it? Jack Ryan? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I liked Jack Ryan for the first 5 episodes, and then I did not like the last 5.
I don't remember. Was there a shift or something that happened?
No,
It just droned on a little bit.
It droned on, and then this incredibly smart guy ends up doing something incredibly stupid.
Mm-hmm.
He's incredibly calculated, and then he does something really rash.
Sounds about right.
So, that kind of... And also, Jack Ryan's supposed to be a badass and not this timid little puss out of an office.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. As far as I know, he's supposed to be just an analyst, right? In the books, he is just a guy sitting behind the desk.
But he is a badass. He's
Yeah.
not timid like
Jim.
Jim from The Office portrays him. What's his name? John Krasinski.
John Krasinski. Dude, he got ripped for that show, though.
Well, yeah, he's not Jim Halpert anymore.
I know. We finally, or I guess, finally watched the last episode of The Office. It turns out I haven't really watched much of the last season, but we watched Casey was watching it, and so I watched the last 2 episodes with her. Really sappy at the end there.
Yeah.
Real sappy. But they have the parts where they show, like, clips from the older episodes, and so Jim looks so young and fat at the beginning. Not fat, but...
You can't shame him like that.
His face is just rounder.
He's got that baby fat still.
Something like that.
He hasn't become that man hunk that we know now.
He is a very attractive man.
I will give it to him.
Hasn't always been that way.
No. He was incredibly dorky in the first 2 or 3 seasons of The Office.
Mm-hmm.
And now with Jack Ryan, I see it.
Oh, and what was the other one? Benghazi that he was in. I don't think that
36 hours?
36. Yeah, that sounds right. The one about Benghazi.
Yes.
Yeah, he was ripped in that too. I thought he did fine in that.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, it's good.
Aren't there 2 Office characters in that? You got the guy that was engaged to Pam beforehand.
Roy. Yeah, that's
Isn't
right.
Roy in it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I think that's why I didn't watch it though. Because
Really?
I don't think I thought I couldn't see Jim Halpert and Roy as 2 soldiers in a tough situation.
Okay. I don't know. Just got to get past it.
I know I do.
It's great of John Krasinski to break out of his role as just a guy in an office or like a timid guy, because so many actors get stuck in that one role. Like Bruce Willis is almost always a cop, almost always a badass.
Yeah. If he's not a cop, he's a righteous man.
Yeah. Yeah. There's other examples. Will Ferrell is kind of an example. He plays some slightly more serious roles.
When? Well, I can't even think of a movie off the top of my
I
head.
said slightly more serious.
What is a slightly more serious role for Will Ferrell?
So he's not as much of a dumbass in Daddy's Home. This one with Mark Wahlberg.
He was an absolute cuck.
He was not as, I don't know. I can't think of any examples, but there are some movies where he's slightly more serious. His character, at least.
All right,
regardless, he's pretty
agree.
much pigeonholed into
Yes.
more or less a small range of character types, and I think that's true of a lot of big famous actors.
Yeah. Kevin Spacey was typecasted there for a while. He broke out of that role though.
He was typecasted.
Yeah, it's just like that, political a-hole, like cold-hearted, cutthroat, like individual.
And he broke out of that role
He did
by
touching little boys, I think. But he's gay, so it's okay. even the gay community is like, well, no. We don't want nothing to do with that.
deflect.
No, but now, like House of Cards cut him obviously immediately, and he'll never get a job again.
Maybe. He did a video, and he put it on YouTube of himself in Frank Underwood's character as Frank Underwood, but talking very vaguely about his own life. And this was several hours before he announced that he was being charged with rape or something.
Molestation,
Possibly.
I don't know.
But it was very weird, to say the least.
Has it been taken down?
I don't know.
Never watched it. Probably never.
I didn't actually watch it. I just heard it. It was somebody had it on the podcast. So
Yeah, probably never gonna watch that video. Not in 100 years.
it's intriguing. I don't know. You heard about the whole Louis thing, right? Louis C.K.
Oh, with the masturbating in front of them or something?
Only after asking to.
Did he get their consent or just ask and then continue?
I've heard both stories. He says he asked and they said yes, and some people said yes. Some people admitted to having said yes, and then I think maybe somebody claimed that they didn't actually respond to him and he just started doing it. It's like, okay, so first off, what the fuck?
What goes on in these people's minds?
Yeah, what kind of sick fantasy is that? What could you possibly get out of this besides ejaculation?
Well, we know what he's getting out of it.
But like, I don't get it. So, anyways, that was like.
Well, of course we don't get it because we're not psychos.
Oh yeah. I don't know. People say that all comedians are screwed up in the head, and that's why they're funny.
Fair enough.
But yeah, so that was like a year ago. But he's like touring again, and apparently some people are really mad about it. Can't imagine why.
I mean, he didn't touch anyone inappropriately.
Yeah, I mean, as far as
he just touched himself inappropriately.
It's weird and gross and, let's say, wrong.
It's definitely wrong. Let's
He
not
asked.
just. I don't care. Yeah, I don't care if anyone ever asked me. I don't even know how I'd respond. I mean, I'd hopefully say no, but like, if it just was sprung on me, like, oh, it's too late. Oh, you've already started.
Tell you what though, good shock value.
It is good shock value. Tell you what, you wouldn't mess with any guy with his junk out.
Probably no. You're right. I wouldn't.
So what are you gonna do?
Walk out.
Didn't he have? Oh no, that's the thing. He had he stopped them from leaving like the door. Like he barred the door, so they couldn't leave. I think that is also a big part of the issue.
I don't know. I feel like I've heard that's not true.
We have no value here.
I don't know. It's weird though, cause it's I don't know. He got almost the same amount of backlash as other people did, like the Harry Weinstein thing. Weinstein. Harry, is it Harry?
His name doesn't matter.
Weinstein, whatever. It's like they got almost the same level of disrespect and hatred, and one of them was doing something way more wrong than the other one.
Yeah. I mean, they're all perverts.
Yeah, it's crazy that these genetics still exist.
You know, but we will start getting rid of genes here soon. 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
These anti-vaxxers.
Yep. Thinning out the population.
I mean, I get that I don't think anyone should be forced to vaccinate their children. I just think you shouldn't be stupid enough to never get your children vaccinated.
Right. There's a reason that kids get the polio vaccine or measles or mumps or smallpox.
Could you imagine getting smallpox in 2019?
People in Africa probably can.
I just asked, can you imagine? Why is
I
that?
thought we were going to stop doing that.
I'm trying to, man.
What's wrong with you?
Can you think about getting smallpox in 2019?
I could imagine it.
Anything exciting coming up for you?
Coming up, well, we're going to watch the next episode of Grand Tour later.
We are.
Well, not coming up, but I did just finish my first woodworking project that we're going to keep, which is the bench that's downstairs. You've seen it, so I don't need to describe it.
I know, I think you should.
It's just walnut with maple stripe in the top and 2 maple stripes on the legs.
Because it's really well done for
Thanks,
an amateur.
man. For an amateur. Yeah, I mean, so I did it for a contest on Reddit to hopefully get a set of chisels. And compared to the other entries, it seems much more professional. And it's my first piece of furniture that I've ever made. And
you're not making a square block?
Not making a square block. It's pretty much the first thing that I've made that's not a cutting board. I mean, it's not entirely true, but it's pretty much.
How many cutting boards have you made now?
6. 6.
I think you've got a career ahead of you.
Oh, yeah. Sold one, so...
That's true, you did. I forgot.
I'm a professional woodworker now.
Yeah. Just like I'm a professional tennis player.
God, yeah. Damn it.
Better. I'm a professional athlete. Does that make you feel bad?
It does, a little bit.
I mean, I'm making way less than you, so it shouldn't.
But the title. It's all about the title.
It's true. I need to change that in my bio for LinkedIn. Just put professional athlete.
Professional athlete.
I mean, I am. I could no longer play at an amateur level.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because I have been paid for my skill in tennis. Which isn't much, but...
What if you were just giving lessons? Would it be the same thing?
No.
No?
Not the same.
Okay.
But since I'm playing competitively for money,
so
an hourly wage.
Are you going to keep playing tennis?
If I leave?
Yeah, if you leave this job?
No. I'll probably give up tennis entirely.
Wow. It's such a big part of your life for so long.
It has been.
I remember you used to drive an hour to an hour and a half each way every day for lessons in DC or wherever they were.
I was driving to Wheaton from here.
I still don't even know where that is.
I
also don't care.
Okay. North end of the Beltway.
Wow. Yeah, that is a long way.
So I would leave school at 2:45 and I'd get there at 4, play for 3 hours and drive home.
That is so much.
Every day, Monday through Friday for 7 months.
That is a really long time to be doing that.
I put a lot of miles on my car.
Yeah.
It was 70 miles both there and back, so 140 miles a day I was putting on my car.
So do you think that your time, now that you're older, is more valuable?
Such as, would I be
So-
willing to do that again?
Well, kind of. But I just feel like pretty much before I graduated college, I had a lot of free time, more or less, and few responsibilities. So if I was bored, I would just do whatever to pass the time. And I feel like now I'm at the point where if I'm not doing anything, it's like wasted time. I just feel like my time is more valuable now.
I mean, if I'm not at work, if I'm at work, I feel like my time's more valuable.
Yeah.
It pays to be there.
Yeah. I don't know. This is just
No, I don't aimlessly sit around anymore.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
I mean, I still play a lot of video games.
Yeah,
But I don't find that as a waste of time.
I don't find that. Well, unless it's Fortnite, then I find it as a waste.
Yeah, I know. We all know you're taking Fortnite, and it sucks.
My take or Fortnite?
Both.
Okay, yeah. Fortnite does suck. You're right. I'm glad you finally admitting it.
I thought you were talking about your skill on Fortnite. Sorry, my bad.
Oh, okay. I see how it is.
You should get back into playing it. You'd have fun.
See, I'll try it.
I got an Overwatch for you,
True. But Overwatch is actually a good game.
but not with you because you just play Widowmaker.
All about that mechanical skill.
Tell you what, if I could play any character, it'd be Widowmaker.
That's too bad.
I know.
It's not. She's not the most. You don't need not a lot of game sense in order to play her, but it's just so satisfying hearing all the dink when you shoot somebody in the head. It's just so satisfying.
I would tell you if I played it ever, but I don't.
Yeah, understandable.
I'm trying to think, is there anything else that's going on in my life that is worth the time?
How has working out been going? You still been working out a lot, or
No, that's really slipped off the rails.
really?
So, I got injured 2 weeks ago. I didn't tear something in my shoulder. I just pulled something in my shoulder, and
Oh, that's right.
I couldn't really do chest or shoulders. And I don't like doing unbalanced workouts. Like I don't like doing legs and then back and then nothing.
Arms.
I couldn't even do arms with my left arm.
Wow.
So I took basically 2 weeks. I did kind of light workouts here or there, and then I went to Florida, where I did work out every day
For 3 days.
3 days. And I got home and I've yet to find the time. And by find the time, I've just ignored the time I've had.
Right. Well, that kind of sucks.
It's mostly because it's because James is sick.
James is sick. You
Yeah.
can't go by yourself.
I can.
The gym is too scary without your butt buddy there.
I have body dysmorphia. I need someone there for support.
Okay.
I'm kidding. No, I'm just too lazy.
Yeah.
And also, I don't like that gym. Which I didn't realize how much that affected me. When I first started going there, I was like, this is fine. It's just a gym. Every gym's the same. But I hate going to that gym.
Yeah, I hated going to the one in Lexington Park.
Like the equipment blows.
Mm-hmm.
All the dumbbells past 70 are bent in a 45-degree angle, which make them...
What? Why?
Because people they'll just do the weight and then they'll just throw them down. And they'll just hit and they'll bend over
Oh,
time.
like Chip did?
Yes.
They would just try and be as loud as possible?
To let everyone know you're lifting heavy weight.
Right. Yep.
Because the grunting didn't give it away, and the yelling, and the hype guy, and the other hype guy.
Oh, my God.
You had to throw the weight down on the ground first. Or last.
Yeah. That's obnoxious.
It is.
If I drop my weights, I will break them.
How is your working out going? Since you switched to home workouts.
Yeah. It's been going really good.
Is it Body for Life, or the Gen...
What
60-minute
are you talking about?
Aren't you doing like one of those
No.
15-minute butt routines?
You know it. Getting these glutes in order.
Squats, lunges, doing dishes, lunges.
No.
Oh, because you don't do dishes?
I
You
do
make
more
your-
dishes
you-
than I wish to admit. No, it's been going really good. I hate... I feel like I'm such a grouch. I hate all the people who are like making New Year's resolutions to like, I'm gonna work out more or whatever. But like after I had a spell where I was making cutting boards as Christmas presents, so I was in the garage every day after work from basically from when I got home until dinner, and then maybe sometimes after dinner. And that's the time that I like to work out because I hate working out after I eat. So
Agreed.
yeah, so I just we used to do that when we were living at Casey's grandmother's. We would eat and then work out.
Well, because if we didn't eat, we'd get home and there would be no food.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. She'd probably just throw it out.
And then wake us up at 6 o'clock in the morning when neither of us had to be up that early.
Oh man, I derailed so hard there. Okay, yeah, I hate all the New Year's resolution stuff, but I was busy right before Christmas, so I didn't work out as much, and I've just been doing 4 or 5 times a week since then.
So would you say it's your New Year's resolution to get back in the gym?
No, it's just happened. It just kind of happened.
Just want to make sure.
Also, I had some injuries previous to that. So like I have a very minor degree of scoliosis. And so the muscles on so it bends left to right or whatever, sticks out on the right-hand side. So those back muscles are more compressed.
Mm-hmm.
So I hurt my lat that's right next to my spine fairly easily. I think I've done it like 3 times. The first time was with you, actually, at World Gym. We were doing that stupid shrug machine. And I
remember this.
really, I couldn't even sleep. And I was like, I get why people with back pain are so angry all the time. I get it. And then I heard it again twice, two or three times in the last year. And I got x-rays done, and they were like, yep, it's probably because of this. And so
you know what it is, so what can you do about it?
I'm just very, very careful. I try and always be standing up straight if I'm standing up, or like perfectly centered, and always looking straight ahead, never moving my head left or right, which I had a tendency to do. I'd have to look at the weight so that it would go up.
Yeah, I get that. That was probably the worst injury I took. Was I tore my trap.
Yeah.
Doing shoulders one day, the weight felt like it was leaning off to the right, so I looked real fast, and then I dumped all the weight off the left, and it just absolutely effed my neck up.
Yeah. It's a terrible injury, but that prevented me for a while. So I don't know. I've just
any
been
goals?
doing good about
Any
it.
goals for 2019? New year, new you. New year, new
me.
Yeah. Well, I'm not you, so we can't say that.
Goals? Yeah. So actually, I have a bunch of goals. One of my goals for this year was to write down my goals. So I wrote down some goals of things that I want to do with a timeline, so that I can more or less stick to it. So far, one deadline has passed, and I haven't completed that goal.
What was that?
You know the thing that I made for the garage door so that I can text it and open my garage door?
Yep.
That I programmed myself.
You've not done that yet.
I hooked it up, and I was like, hey, it works. And then that was right before I was cutting all this wood, and so I didn't want it to get all dusty, so I took it out. But I just need to make a case for it. I need to make a case for it so it doesn't get dusty.
Okay.
So it's halfway there.
So when I asked about your goals, I meant in the gym. Sorry, I should have been more specific.
Okay. Fair enough.
Do you want to gain weight, lose weight, maintain?
I'd like to get stronger, I guess.
Well, that's a long way away.
Thanks, man. I really love all of your support. You're just such a driving force in my life.
Good.
I hope you die.
Okay, that's fair enough. Well, speaking of that, of dying, I was trying to tell you before we got in here, the RS6.
Oh yeah.
So it's their.
That's cool. I don't want to talk about me anymore.
That's fine. I don't want to talk about you either because I realize your goals suck. I want to get stronger. Cool.
Thanks.
But then you brought up dying.
Yeah.
So the RS6, it's got a big old engine, all-wheel drive.
Would you say 450?
450 horsepower.
Yeah.
And also, if I take the limiter off, it'll hit 200 miles an hour, and that's my goal, is to hit 200 miles an hour. So that's
a terrible goal.
So like I said, take an insurance like a life insurance policy out on me, because you're probably gonna hit real big, real soon.
Damn it, Zach. This isn't gonna be nearly as good solo.
I think it'd be a lot better.
No, I recorded one of the intros by myself.
Didn't like it?
It was so awkward. It was even more awkward than like doing the videos and stuff.
Oh yeah, dude, you need to get back on this.
Yeah, it's just it's a little demoralizing just because of how saturated that market is. But it's fun. I just need to come up with ideas. Need to figure out my not message, but my style.
Yeah.
Things
you need to find yourself.
You spend way too much time looking at Instagram.
I'm just thinking of this italicized writing across this photo of you. I'm gonna find myself this year in my beach.
Like all those stupid things that are like just girly things.
Yes. That's when I think of you now, I think of that.
Great.
That's how low I think of you.
Thanks.
And how petty you are.
I'm in here working with power tools, cutting wood, and you're swinging your little tennis racket around like a little fairy.
Are you giving me a gender?
Do you not have a gender?
My genitals don't define my gender.
Oh, that's right.
I don't even want to get into it though. Cut. What else? What else is there?
What else is where?
Anywhere.
Okay. Well, the Eiffel Tower's in Paris.
There's a Kmart in Cincinnati.
Oh, the Ruby Tuesdays in Prince Frederick is closing.
Why? Because it sucked?
Because nobody ever went there.
It's one of the worst restaurants in Prince Frederick.
The headline or the first sentence of the article that Casey read to me was like, Ruby Tuesdays in Prince Frederick closed without giving much notice to the community or the county.
Yeah,
close their doors.
There's not really a way to give notice when no one's there.
Yeah, it's very true.
They just probably told the bartender, "Hey, gotta find a job in 2 weeks."
That's just such a bad location for a building.
What's next to Chick-fil-A now, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. But you can't see it from the road. It's kind of obscure. It's a dark building. It's just not a good place for it. And it was
Ruby Tuesdays.
And it was Ruby Tuesdays. I don't know. I'd be interested to see what goes in there. Kmart's closing.
Finally.
And Sears is not. Even though a bunch of Sears are going out of business.
Where's the Sears?
Across from the firehouse.
There's a Sears?
Mm-hmm.
How long has it been there?
Next to the Dodge dealership. Been there forever.
Oh my god.
It's really tiny. It's a tiny store. It's
is that where all the lawnmowers sit out?
Probably. That makes sense to me.
Oh, maybe I have been there. Whatever. Doesn't matter.
Nope. Not really.
So I want to talk more about this car, though.
Oh, right. I forgot.
I want to hear your public opinion on it.
Okay.
So it's an old car. It's 16 years old.
You know nobody's listening to this, right?
Yeah. So someone will. Hopefully.
Casey will.
That's all that matters.
Our number one fan.
And only.
And I'm her number one fan.
Shut up. 16-year-old car, 70,000 miles, German.
Yep.
What was your take on that already?
Expensive to maintain. Expensive to own. Insurance is going to be a bitch.
Why is insurance going to be so expensive on it?
Because it has 450 horsepower.
I'll just write down 200.
You can't do that.
Yes, I can.
You give them the VIN number, and then they determine how much your insurance is based on that car.
It's got super safe crash ratings.
Yeah, that helps a little bit probably. But you're also under 25, driving a 450 horsepower car, although it's probably degraded to about 300.
What, being 16 years old?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it loses that much horsepower.
Maybe not quite that much.
But
I think you're going to kill yourself in it. Especially if your goal is to hit 200 miles an hour.
I mean, it's going to be somewhere safe.
Where?
I think I'm going to take it down to Arlington.
Arlington?
The racetrack down there.
There's a racetrack in Arlington?
I think so. There's Arlington Speedway.
Is there?
They do drag races there.
Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah, you think I was just going to hit 200 like on Route 4?
Well, on the Beltway.
No.
I've hit 120 on the Beltway.
Speedway. I've hit 107 since that's all the Jetta could do.
Funny, that's all the minivan could do too. The speedometer only goes up to 110.
Yeah.
And the car itself goes 107. Pretty good, I'd say.
I used to think the speedometer was the limiter on a car.
I've never seen an instance where the car can go faster than the speedometer. Except for in the old Nissan that I drove, the speedometer was broken. So it was always going 0 miles an hour, according to that.
Going way faster.
So then, way faster than it said.
Could you get a ticket with that? Say you don't know your speed?
Well, it was manual, so it's pretty easy to tell.
I'm saying in court, could you get out of a ticket saying you can't actually know your speed?
I don't know. It doesn't seem like a good excuse.
So you see the thing that is supposed to tell me my speed's broken? Why haven't you gotten it fixed? Well, funny you mentioned that.
That'd be a hefty work order. If they gave you a work order, it'd just be much easier to
total the car.
take the ticket. Wow, okay.
Oh. I was thinking about fixing it.
In this case, that would have been a totaled car.
Isn't that depressing at some point that something like that totals a car?
Yeah. And it's only going to get worse from here
It'd be
on
like
out.
Nick, who just ran to the back of someone and totaled his BMW.
Got a free one.
On that he said he's going to pay him back.
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't found a job yet. So do you think you don't know anything about the car though, do you?
It's an Audi.
I know.
It's got 4 wheels, 4 doors.
5 doors, thank you very much.
5 doors?
5 doors.
Oh, are you looking at the hatchback version?
Yep.
Yeah, kind of like the sedan better.
Yeah, but the sedan is around 20,000. It's like 4,000, 5,000 cheaper for the wagon, and in better condition.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Why would it be in better condition?
They're usually family owned at that point, and not like some young kid doesn't buy that secondhand a wagon and then run it to death. But the sedans, they do.
I guess, is it technically a station wagon?
It is technically a station wagon.
Nice.
I know.
Yeah, I was thinking that hatchbacks, which is slightly different. I don't know how it's different, but it's slightly different.
Hatchbacks are 2 doors.
Hatchbacks,
usually, right?
people run into the ground. Not necessarily.
No, this is a station wagon.
Dude, that's real classy.
A lot of horses in that hearse.
That seems like, I don't know. That's a lot for a 2003.
What?
A lot of horsepower.
Yeah?
Production cars only in the last 10 years started really putting horses into their cars.
So the RS6 was the competitor for the M5 and the AMG.
Okay, yeah.
The thing was, they only produced it once and it didn't do well in the United States, so they canceled it.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Because the BMW, the M5, murdered it. Because the M5 was like just $100,000, and this was 87 to 95.
Why wouldn't it have done better then?
Because it wasn't a BMW, which is I think is a more respected car in the United States than an Audi.
Yeah, probably. It's definitely more well known.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like the Audi TT?
I think it's the most ugly car I've ever seen.
Okay.
Not the most ugly car I've ever seen, because the Chrysler pickup truck.
Isn't that a Chevy? Yeah, I think it's a Chevy.
Is it a Chevy?
The Chevy pickup truck with the
It looks like
wheel
a PT. No,
arches.
it's a PT Cruiser with a bed on it.
It doesn't matter. I know what you're talking about.
That's the ugliest car I've ever seen.
That is definitely. I was gonna say that is the ugliest car I've ever seen.
But the TT is,
Pretty ugly.
yeah, it's like someone took like the quirkiness of the Volkswagen Bug and ruined it and then put it on the road.
Yeah.
I also don't like the Bug, but people love it. I could see why people like it.
Because Hitler made it. Hitler designed it himself. It's the people's car. Volkswagen.
I don't think Volkswagen's gonna appreciate you putting it out there.
Well, I guess they won't be our first sponsor.
They probably will not be.
No, I think the RS6 is cool. It'd be good. I don't want you to kill yourself, but
Maybe I won't take the limiter off it. I'll just go 145 all the time.
that's plenty. That's plenty.
Do you think I touch top speed on the first day I get it?
Probably not. Because you've never driven a car with that much horsepower. You would probably be a little intimidated.
Well, now I'm definitely hitting it on the first day.
And that's how he killed himself.
No, it's just how I received a massive ticket and spent time in jail.
Yeah. I feel like they would take away your license at that point for almost tripling the speed limit.
It would definitely go into reckless driving.
Yeah. In Virginia, anything higher than 80 miles an hour is a felony,
Yeah.
which is
Dude, Virginia's
crazy.
no joke. It's expensive to get pulled over there.
Yeah, but a felony? If you get convicted, I don't know how lenient they are if you go to court. If you get convicted, you can never vote. I don't think. Actually, I don't know if you'd be able to own a firearm after that or not.
I feel like that's just a massive threat, and like they've got to drop it because that's insane.
That is absurd.
Since their speed limits sit around 70 places.
Also, now you can vote as a felon. Sorry.
Good to know.
Yeah.
My criminal history is still safe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that seems absurd. Can you imagine if that was the case in California, where if you have 3 felonies, you're put in jail for the rest of your life?
Oh, they have the 3-strike rule there?
Yeah. Or had, last I heard. So, if you got caught going over 80 miles an hour 3 times, and you're in jail for the rest of your life?
It's a tough way to go.
Would be. It would be.
Would you imagine just,
Could I imagine?
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. My apologies. So you could, get caught for selling weed, because that's a felony, or was in California. Get caught for, possessing weed, and then get caught going over 80 miles an hour.
Yeah, that'd be bad.
I can see why they got rid of it.
I don't think that the above 80 thing is true in California. Or, as far as I know, nowhere besides Virginia.
Yeah, when I got pulled over in Virginia, I thought for sure I was going to jail. Because I was going 90 miles an hour and I passed somebody on the shoulder.
Luckily, he just wrote the pass on the shoulder.
He got me for passing on the shoulder.
Was this... Oh, you got pulled over a different time? And he said you didn't... weren't obeying the road signs? And he neglected to say that the sign you weren't obeying was the speed limit sign? Was that you or somebody else?
I think it was someone else.
Okay, then let me tell the story again.
Yeah.
Somebody got pulled over in Virginia for speeding, and the cop was really nice. It was like a Sunday afternoon, and the cop said, "You're going pretty fast." And he was like, "Yeah, officer, I know. I'm sorry." And the cop said, "Well, I'll just write it down as not obeying a traffic sign." The speed limit sign is a sign still.
It is still a sign.
So, my favorite...
That's so nice.
Yeah. I mean,
A no ticket would have been nicer, but...
Yes. But I think... Well, they have to at least give you a warning if you turn your lights on. Or that's what they say. They say if they've turned their lights on, they have to give you something.
Well, that's interesting, because I've been pulled over a lot of times and received nothing.
That's just what I've heard. But, regardless... where was I going with this? Oh, the best stupid driving story that I've heard is, you may have told it to me. Some guy in the middle of nowhere, stuck at a red light, 3 a.m. So, nobody's around. The light's not changing, and he's like, whatever, and just drives to the light. Camera flashes, because there's a red light camera. So he backs up, goes to the light again, camera flashes. Backs up.
I did tell you this story.
Goes to the light again, camera flashes. And does that like 5 times. And then he goes to court, and they're like, what? And he's like, well, clearly it's broken.
Yeah, no, that my dad's friend did that. He ran a light multiple times to show that the camera must be broken. Because he obviously wouldn't just back up through the intersection and get another ticket.
That's like the best story.
That's the most genius thing I've ever heard. Well, I'm just gonna take that again and again and again, one more time for good looks.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I think I don't know why I'm saying my favorite time getting pulled over. My most
least bad,
not least bad, but just the most one that sticks out to me the most was the very first time I got pulled over. I'd had my license a month, and I went and got Eric from his house, and we were pulling out of his neighborhood, and I just blew. I mean, I was going 60, and I just blew the stop sign on a right-hand turn, and I took that thing at like 45 miles an hour, and then I got on the straightaway, and the lights came on immediately. And he was like, "Do you know I pulled you over?" And I was just like, "No, sir." And he's like, "I pulled you over because you ran that stop sign." I was like, "So not for speeding?" And I was like, he's like, "Were you speeding?" I was like, "No, I was going to speed limit." He's like, "Exactly."
Nice.
And he looked at my license. He's like, "Oh man, it's still warm." And I was like, oh, he's like, "Don't worry, I'm just giving you a warning." Gave me a warning for it, even though he probably should have taken me off the road then.
Yeah.
1 month in, doing stuff like that.
Yeah, he definitely should have just put you down right there.
Put me down? You mean put me under?
Nope.
Oh, okay. No, in my driving school for, what is that called?
Driver's ed.
I was about to say driving to stay alive. Not that one.
Driving to stay alive.
Alive at 25.
Oh.
Didn't you have to take that?
I'd take that.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, no, in my driver's ed course, I got in the car because you have to do the drives with an instructor.
Yeah.
And I get in it, and we start driving. He's like, "Oh, you're the guy who got his license taken away for speeding, didn't you?" And I was like, "No, I haven't even gotten a license yet." He's like, "You might want to slow down then."
I've heard like other people's stories of their driver's ed teacher, and I'm like, this is so radically different. So I didn't do driver's ed until my parents taught me how to drive, right? I didn't do driver's ed until the end of my...
That's what I did.
What was it called? Provisional?
Yep.
No, learner's permit. Yeah, learner's permit.
Yeah.
I didn't do it until the end of my learner's permit. So I could drive just fine. And so the lady that was in the car with me was super chill. She was just like, go this way, go that way. Only one time did I make a mistake. But... Well, actually, twice. One time I was actually only going like 80. She was like, you might want to slow down. But then there's other people who their instructors yelling at them. And this girl that we know from high school got in an accident with her driver instructor.
Oh, yeah. She like gave him a heart attack.
She gave him a heart attack?
T-boned a car, and then he had a heart attack.
Yep. And I'm like, what the heck?
I would say that driver's ed did not do her any benefits.
Did it traumatize her?
I don't know.
I feel like it definitely wouldn't have been a good experience.
I just realized we need to have cameras because my facial expressions and your facial expressions just do not get captured in this.
But no one else can see my hands.
No one else can see my hands. Is that even in the intro?
It is, yeah.
Oh, nice. Good.
Didn't you listen to the intro to your own show?
Maybe once.
God. I've listened to it a lot.
Oh, I'm glad you did, since you're the one who produced it.
Right. Doing all the work here.
But it's my creation.
Sure, why not?
So do you have anything planned for the coming week?
For the coming week?
Anything we can expect in the next episode?
Anything we can expect in the next episode?
Yeah.
No.
Wow. Man.
Don't you just love it when I do
Content.
that? Nothing big. I'm trying to decide what I'm going to do with my free time this week because I just finished making the bench, doing some woodworking.
You should probably get back in the gym.
I'm not going to cut this. I've been going to I'm not going to
You've been going to the gym?
I've been working out
down those 2 flights of steps
4 days this week.
What'd you do?
Let's see.
Legs.
I started with
shoulders.
I ended with chest.
Shoulders.
So I did
Some
chest,
more shoulders.
arms, shoulders, legs, back. Nope. Sorry. Started with legs. Legs, shoulders, arms, chest. In that order.
No back.
I did that last Friday. What?
You know all your gains reset every Sunday, right?
Is that so?
It is. Clinically proven. By me.
Yeah. No, I just do it rotating. It's just whenever I get to the next thing. Haven't skipped leg day since you gave me a hard time about it.
I'm glad. You know how many times I've skipped leg day since then?
Probably a lot.
A lot.
Yeah.
But I also run around, play tennis.
That's true.
Every day.
My legs are sore pretty much all the time. Pretty much from leg day to leg day.
I'm glad you stuck with it, though.
That's an exaggeration. It's not that bad, but they're sore a lot.
I haven't seen any improvement, so.
Well, you're not looking at my naked legs that often.
Why are you going to throw that in there?
So regardless, I've been spending a lot of time in the garage, in the wood shop, messing with my wood. And so... So I'm not sure what I'm going to do this week. Maybe I'll start working on another video.
I think you should. We need more content from you.
More content from me?
Yeah, it's actually enjoyable.
You sound surprised.
I am.
Thanks, Greg. Greg does that too. When we're playing Overwatch, he's very hesitant about complimenting or doing any like good jobs. So when I do something good, he says, "That was actually okay." And so why do you have to say actually? Just be like, "That was good," or like, "You're killing me, man."
So that's it. All we can expect from you is to hear about your workout.
And maybe I'll do some more content creation in my free time.
We're not gonna. Well, and so you can also expect us to talk about Grand Tour.
Yeah.
In the following episode.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You got anything big coming up next couple months?
Maybe. You're waiting to, waiting to say that out loud. Got to give it time to actually set up.
Okay. What? You lost me.
No, I'm just saying, like, I do have stuff coming up that's big, but I don't want to talk about it on air.
Okay. Again, nobody's listening to this except for Casey, who I love very much.
We have like 50 or don't we have a bunch of views already?
We have some. Yeah, we need to be better about promoting this.
Well, now that we've got an official launch speed episode coming out, that's when I'm throwing it out there.
Okay.
I'll actually, fuck it, my social media sucks anyway.
Sure.
I've got 500 people.
Nice.
Actually, I'm probably making an account and just start following people.
Yeah?
And promote it that way.
Following random people? Everyone that you can?
Everyone I can.
Don't they follow you back?
No, just as long as they see it.
Okay.
Have just one person check it out.
Yeah. One person. That's all we need.
One
extra person.
One is better than zero.
I was very happy that I posted a thing on the internet that got 250 people to be like, yes, thumbs up.
Is that your last video on YouTube?
No, that was my... Hell no. No.
Oh, that's right, the Reddit post.
Yeah, that was the Reddit post of the bench. My, the last video that was really good, when I say really good, it's relative, that I did got like 150 views, and the only comments were people who don't understand sarcasm. They're like, this is stupid. It's like, okay, guys.
Maybe you just don't appreciate honesty.
Yeah. Okay, that's it.
So I've got, hopefully, maybe a change or two coming up in the next month or so. 30 days is my timeline.
Your timeline?
My timeline.
Do you have goals set for yourself?
I do have goals set for myself.
Do you like write them down?
I did not. Do you want me to share some with you?
You could.
Get rid of an STD. That's the goal number one.
Simon, you can't get rid of herpes.
Oh, you can't?
Nope.
Oh. Well, to manage it then. Goal number one.
Goal number one.
Goal number two is to put myself somewhere that I can get a dog.
Really?
Yeah.
You, dog.
Me, dog.
Wow. You used to be so against dogs.
I know.
You say you barely even like my dog.
I barely do like your dog.
Thanks, man. At least you like him a little bit.
It's a lot more than I like every other dog.
Good.
No, it's just I don't see myself being with anyone anytime soon. So
I don't see you being with anyone ever, honestly.
That's
the way that you are.
Yeah.
And you got a face only a mother could love.
Barely. Barely can love. Only because she has to. Because it's chemical.
It's chemical.
Yeah. No, I want to, put myself in a living situation that I could probably get another dog. Not another dog. Get another dog.
Yeah. That'd be cool. What kind of dog are you thinking? Big, small, teeny,
big
giant?
pit bull.
Big pit bull?
Yep.
Nice. I love pit bulls.
I do too.
They're so sweet.
And they're big and strong and they're sturdy.
It depends. Some of them, yeah.
I want one that like if he wants to play, it's actually like playing. Like I'm just as long as he doesn't bite my arm off, I don't care.
So, are you thinking like Luke size?
I'm thinking Luke sized.
Okay. But don't feed him to the point where he just looks like a sausage with legs.
I'll try not to.
It's like, I mean, for people, right? I get that it's somewhat difficult to diet and lose weight. But for dogs, you're literally controlling how much food they eat. It's not that hard to get your animals to lose weight. I
Don't you think for your kids it
get
should
it.
be like that too?
To an extent. I mean, they like... Well, you can't fat shame your kid.
You're right. You can
You can fat shame your dog as much as you want. But you can't fat shame your kid, right? And they're not at home all the time. And they'll take food out of the pantry. I was going to say cupboard. And I was like, I've never used that word in my life.
I actually had a guy I played tennis with in high school. His parents lock and key the snack cupboard.
Wow.
The only reason I use cupboard is because you just said it.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine living somewhere like that.
Especially the amount of snacks that you eat.
I don't eat a lot of snacks.
Okay. Tell that to the goldfish market.
Would it make you feel any better that I bought 2 8-packs of Reese's on...
Is that your new thing, Reese's?
No, it's always been my thing. I love Reese's.
2 8-packs of Reese's? What's an 8-pack of Reese's?
So it's like the 8 regular size Reese's cups. It's just 8 of them.
Are they in a bag?
They're like in a sleeve, like a big wide sleeve.
Is 8 of them?
Mm-hmm.
That's weird. Okay.
So I bought 16 Reese's cups and I ate them in one night.
I'm not surprised. You ate pretty much that much last Saturday.
Dude, I have an issue.
Yeah, I'd say so. How much soda do you drink?
Soda?
Yeah.
So this is the second soda I've had in 2 weeks.
Really?
Yeah, I've really cut it down
Why?
because I snack too much.
Nice. Is that one of your goals for this year?
To knock down snacking? No.
No?
Increase, uptake that, decrease soda.
Okay. Seems
Just-
like
It's hard to resist just a nice Coke
it is.
and a
But
pile of
the
cocaine.
less you the less you have the Coke, the better it is.
Right. As I take this delicious sip from this Coke right now.
This room temperature Coke. You're a monster.
Why?
I don't know. I don't like any liquids to be room temperature. I don't really like much food in general to be room temperature. I either want it to be cold or hot. What?
So when you have a snack, you heat up a bag of chips?
Yep.
Or you put them in the fridge?
Can't go back now. So that about wraps it up, I guess, for this week. You good? Anything else you want to say?
No,
Right now?
there's nothing else. I got nothing else to add.
Okay. Man, I'm really excited about these new mics, though.
I am. This is the greatest edition we've had so far.
Yeah, well, the only edition we've had so far.
Still the greatest then.
The greatest.
Then so we're going to be moving down to the basement
As soon as it gets cleaned up.
as soon as you make your wife clean it all.
As I can't do it for her.
Cannot.
Yep. As soon as that's cleared up, we're going down there. And then that'll be sweet.
So in future episodes, quality will even be better.
And maybe even put it in camera, do some live streaming on YouTube. Maybe not live.
Maybe not live. We probably shouldn't be live yet.
Probably not. We say way too many stupid things that I have to edit out.
Yeah. What?
Just thinking about what you said when I went downstairs to get some water.
I will fucking kill you.
Also, the dog is probably the biggest reason of our edits. When he's like, I'm not in the room with you guys.
I need to whimper.
Why am I not in the room with you guys? I didn't want to be in here anyways.
That's true.
Okay, so a little off topic. So we're good. We're wrapping it up.
Wrapping it up.
So we just want to say thanks everybody for listening. Please leave us a review or
The 5 stars is a guaranteed. You need to put it there.
yeah, give us a review if your platform enables it. Some don't. You can reach out to us at launchspeedpodcast@gmail.com. Don't forget to tell your friends about us. Subscribe. Get those updates when we put out new stuff. And we really appreciate you guys listening.
Thank you so much.